Didcot Railway Museum, Didcot, Oxfordshire. Part of the Great Western Railways. There on that carriage you can see GWR, Great Western Railway. So this obviously is a big marshalling yard with sheds where they used to repair things. In the old days of steam they had plenty of water and coal because they had to replenish them every so often. And a lot of the branch lines from here fell victim to the Beeching axe. You might have heard of Dr. Beeching, who in 1962 was commissioned by the British government to look into railways, and he determined that something like 80% of the traffic was going on about 20% of the lines. So he prepared a report, the Beeching report, and urged that roughly 2/3 of the railway mileage and 2/3 of the stations be closed. So by the end of the 60s, many stations have been shut down. See, it says British Railways, which existed in some form for the Second World War right up until 1997. GWR, Great Western Railway. So you can hear the Flanders and Swan song duo singing about the Dr. Beeching, his report, and the names of all these stations with very wacky and colourful names which were closed down and we never hear of them again. So what's this for? So you get under here to repair the train, and here's this little thing, I don't know what you call it, a turntable or something, and you can get several different locomotives or carriages on, put them onto these separate ones. So obviously George Stephenson, he invented the train as we know it in 1825. Until then we already had the rails and horse-drawn carriages going on rails, or horses pulling things along the rails, and there are also steam engines going along the road. They're very, very slow, very, very strong, only going about 2 miles an hour. You go up hills as well. And someone had the idea, George Stephenson said, let's put the two together. Let's put the steam engine on rails and make it faster. And then it was faster than anything else, faster than the galloping horse eventually. So the Stockton to Darlington Railway was the very first one in the world. A steam train, and you're seeing a fine example of it just here, coming along. Okay, so there's the locomotive at the front. You can see the big rounded thing. Heats up water, which rises steam, which turns the pistons and pumps and and takes it along. There we are. So anyway, then they girded the world in iron, British railway engineers and navvies, and it went all over the world. And then obviously by the 1930s, more and more people had cars, and then more buses, and they're going faster, and better roads are being built, so they started to close railway lines and stations, just a few. But in the 60s it really accelerated. But then it gets to the stage, like in the last sort of 20 years, when there's so many cars, that it becomes, it goes the other way, and they start reopening railway lines. We've seen it in other places like Turkey, for example. So what else about railways in this country? So then John Major, Conservative Prime Minister from 1990 to 97, had the idea in the mid-90s to privatise railways, because there was one railway company for the entire country, British Rail, BR, and people used to call it B something else Rail. The next one's beginning with B, because they're often going on strike, they're quite often late, they're quite often filthy, but it was very affordable. And so he gradually privatised and sold off the railways into several different companies: Southwest Trains, Southern, Anglia, there was West Anglia, Great Northern, ScotRail, and on. The only other thing area in the UK where it's publicly owned is Northern Ireland Railways. So that was completed in the dying days of Major's government, and the Labour Party, that was the opposition, they fought it tooth and nail. But once it was done, they said that they would not reverse it. And then look, George VI mailbox. So Tony Blair came in, and his crony was Richard Branson, and Richard Branson's got Virgin trains, does some of the more expensive, prestigious long distance routes like London to Manchester, headed to Pendolino, the leaning train, and he was getting state subsidies for years despite it being privatised. Well, the whole point of being privatised is no longer state subsidised, but in real terms the price of rail travel has tripled. So some people feel terribly ripped off by that. I will admit that railways in the UK, they are faster, the rolling stock is much better, they're much more efficient, they're cleaner. Oh look, Pontypridd in Wales, the double T is pronounced like a T, double D is pronounced like a TH, the Welsh. Look at the symbol here, City of London symbol, Domine dirige nos, as in Lord direct us. Virtude Industria, so virtue and industry. I assume that's the coat of arms of Pontypridd. And look, strangling the snake and holding the scales of justice up high. Well, in very fine shape it is too. So, rather old artwork. These are originally hand-drawn posters. So that is a little treat of we want to get on. That's a little taste of the Didcot Railway Museum. Right. Oh, here I am aboard the train. Oh my goodness. Oh, I better get out where the train driver is. Anyway, so now Jeremy Corbyn, leader of the Labour Party, is talking about taking them back into public hands, running them for the benefit of the travelling public rather than private profit, which is why they're so exorbitant, the ticket prices. I think I'm right in saying they're the most expensive in the world. They're not the best. French ones and German ones are cleaner, faster, more expensive service, all the rest of it. So obviously the fat cats, if they want to make as much money as possible, and maybe competition doesn't really work on the railways. They made us word in the 19th century strap hangers. People hang on to the straps as part of the daily commute. So a lot of wooden surfaces here. Okay, right, I shall switch it off now.